I'm Elisa Mortensen, and this is Undo Redo. Let's take a look at all the things that happen in life that we would like to undo and have a chance to redo. How are you all doing? I truly am loving interacting with you. I've been hearing from people who this podcast has been recommended to by you, listeners, and they were so grateful for finding it. So we're doing it. We're becoming, we're inviting, we're sharing, and it's so great. I'm glad we get to do it together. One small comment here about spots for Undo Redo Fall Retreat. We have some filling up. So if you're thinking about coming, now is the time to reach out to me. It's on November 3rd and 4th, and it promises not to disappoint. Okay, this episode came about from a recent conference that I listened to. Our thinking was brought up, and it has had my attention since. Now I can't help but notice how many of us direct and redirect ourselves based on what we're thinking. And unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, most of the time what we're thinking is not truth. It's not the truth. It's not a fact. It's not even who we are. It's basically deception. We're unknowingly deceiving ourselves. We make our thoughts mean things, which become our stories, and we kind of carry them about. Do you remember the episode, 2 Stories in One Reality? It's a thought. It's the way we're perceiving it. So I'd like to talk first on this approach. I want to outline the difference between who we are and what we are thinking, because they are 2 different things. Who we are as a human on this earth, having circumstances happening all around us every day and every night. These circumstances are neutral. The sun comes up and then it sets. You go to places while the sun is up and interact with people. People say words, people put things down, items get shifted around, we drive our cars, and these people also have their agency and do the same things we're doing. You take care of your basic human needs, and most likely, you take care of others' needs around you who you care for. And in order to do this, we use our beautiful minds to think. Our thinking is very fluid. It's not a solid. We don't pick it up and put it down. It's not tangible. And thank goodness, too. When we see what's happening around us, we take in the information and we find the options and kind of sort through what works for us. And we think this suits our needs, so we make our decisions from there. There are all the options possible around you for taking at any given time. Options for you, options for your people, and this can be food, activities, either activities for fun or activities for growth. There's those activities that are for like work, which are necessity. And there's people in your life, some of which you get to choose, some of which you don't choose. And all of this is neutral. Mostly, it doesn't matter what you choose. You get to try things out, and after trying it, you form an opinion about it and either do it again or not, based on whether or not you thought it worked for you, or if it's something you think you want even to be a part of your life. All our thoughts, opinions on all of the things that happen around us, they're up for grabs. We can decide how we think and feel about all of it. What your thoughts or stories about the food you've eaten forms your habits and has an impact on your health, okay? What your thoughts and stories are about your people and all the other people around you form relationships. And with those relationships, it has an impact on all our interactions. What your thoughts or stories are about the daily activities around you, be it the necessary ones or the fun ones, all the activities develop into your routine. And you get most familiar with what you do most often, and that impacts and shapes you. We don't get good at what we don't spend any time doing, period. If we have made an awful story or an awful opinion about something anything or anyone while we're experiencing all these neutral circumstances around us as the sun goes up and the sun sets, we will not want that to be a part of our life. And that's our choice, right? Now, having said all of this, what makes something true? Science. Science says that it shows it's true. Showing proof that it's true. Convincing others or deciding ourselves that that is just true. Well, no, it's belief. Whether it is actually true or not doesn't matter. What makes it true is the belief that it is. I know this sounds crazy. Your mind has the capability and the capacity to take something, some information, and make it truth. And the opposite is also in play here. Your mind can take something true and turn it into deception, turn it into a lie. Now, knowing how powerful that can be, why should we be careful with this? Why should we be careful with what we believe? Because what we believe becomes us. We become what we believe. I'm going to tell you that you are not what you are thinking. You are what you are believing. Okay, here are some of the quote-unquote truths or facts that I've found in my thoughts, you guys. Here they go. I'm just not good with numbers. I don't know how to do girly very well. Artists aren't organized, and I like art, so I guess I don't ever get to be organized. I don't know how to make decisions. I have to have help, and no one will help me, so I guess I can't get it done. I can't make enough money because the bills keep going up. I'm too busy. I don't have time. I have way too much going on. I can't journal. There's no time in my day for that. How can I help others when I can barely help myself? Why can't I make decisions? Why can't I bring myself to do what I said I would do? Why am I not good with money? Why is it hard for me to make money? I don't know how to get myself motivated. I don't have control when it comes to food. I've had a goal for 5 years and never reached it. I could never do it all. There's too much to do. I am so overwhelmed, I don't even know where to begin, and I can't do it. Life doesn't let me have what I want. I'm discouraged and I'm unmotivated most days. Okay, there you have it. There I just did a thought download for you, okay? Now, because we've told ourselves that something wasn't meant for us, and we are of the opinion that we are not good at it, it then becomes a belief. If we hold on to it. Okay? Let's just take, I'm so overwhelmed, I don't even know where to begin. If I hold on to that thought, I will never begin. We must address these thoughts because they hold us captive when we hold on to them. Notice the thoughts, okay? They don't allow for any growth or change. All these faults, all these quote-unquote facts and these thoughts that I've had, if I hold on to them as though they are truth and I believe them, they do not allow for growth and change. They do not offer up solutions in my life, for me or for anyone around me. They do not promote any sort of resolve. Simply put, they are not facts. It is not truth. They're all just thoughts. Why are we telling ourselves these things and then looking for all the shreds of evidence that prove them true? See, I'm not organized. Oh, it's because I'm an artist. Or, I can't journal. There's no time in my day for it yet. How long did I scroll through a reel that came up, and then I took that reel and went to 15 other reels and I didn't even realize what I was doing? Okay? So if our thoughts do not offer up solutions or promote any sort of resolve, they are not facts. They're not truth. They're just thoughts. Why are we telling ourselves these things? What if we decide that the very opposite were true instead? Okay? Because if we have thoughts, let's just make a thought then. Maybe I do have time. I have 3 minutes. I can find 3 minutes. Then we could be finding all the evidences to prove it so in the opposite way. We can make it so. We actually do make it so either way. So if we make it so, then we get to choose. It's our choice to make. Now, I want to say the person you're feeling called to become loosens their grip on these go nowhere thoughts. If what you believe is true for you, then you can begin to at least open up to seeing and feeling the direction for you personally. What direction would you like to go? With the belief that you'll be led to what you either need to stop doing or start doing, you'll then find what it is you need to stop doing or start doing. If you close the door on it by saying, I don't know what I'm supposed to start doing and stop doing. I haven't even thought about it. That does not promote resolve or cultivate change. Okay? But now you can't unsee this. Okay? So when you see these thoughts coming up, because you can't unsee it, accept this as your progression. This is the process of you and your own evolving. Doing something new is always met with feeling uncertain. It's nervous. This is just your brain not knowing exactly what to do because it hasn't done it before, right? We all love to be comfortable, and our brain is so good at rinsing and repeating. It's efficient. It wants to be efficient. It wants to save energy and keep you safe. If you were to zoom out on your situation, you would see the person you were. The one who got you right here can't get you there. The person who you feel called to become is more important than the one doing all the people pleasing or carrying those negative stories around right now. People pleasing is lying. That's not truth, because it isn't what you wanted. It's what they wanted. So why are you making it your priority when it's not your priority? Abandoning your own voice in any situation gives your power away, and it makes you a martyr. This is a very damaging place to hold yourself. That is the version of you that needs to be left behind. The victim to the thoughts you're having about the neutral circumstances around you, the one who decided that they are somehow without a voice, the one who chose to be at the mercy of everyone else around them and not own or know their deceptive thoughts. If other people around you get to have it their way and you don't, who decided that? Are you a slave to them? Are you a slave to your own thinking? Are you going to put yourself in a box and tell yourself you can't do anything differently than what you've been doing? These aren't facts, okay? You must speak your truth from a place of love, exposing the false. Now trust yourself here. Trust that you'll move forward and know exactly what to do that benefits you and everyone around you in all the decisions that you make. You could tell yourself that, and you could form a belief about that. I know exactly what to do. I may not see it right now, but I'm going to look for it, and I know what to do for me and everyone around me. You must not leave yourself and your voice out of the equation in your own life. Did you know it's even a commandment? Christ says, love thy neighbor as thyself. I know. It's far easier for us to extend compassion and love to others than it is to ourselves. Evidence has proven that self-critical thoughts, so those deceptive things we think, when they occur often and for long lengths of time over years, it shows up in the context of depression, anxiety, and other mental health challenges. The question I will ask is, would you bend over backward and go out of your way for someone you love who is struggling? Would you make yourself available and do everything possible to help that person? Yes. If your answer is yes, then I will pose this question. Would you bend over backward to go out of your way for yourself when you are struggling? Making yourself available and doing everything possible within your power to help yourself? I would dare say that most of us, rather than helping ourselves, would be found asking why we can't seem to get our crap together. Everyone else seems to have it all together. What is my problem? Why can't I get it right? But this is you. This is you in your struggle. Notice you are in your struggle. Don't bully yourself. See it next time for what it is. Watch it as it happens and be there for yourself. Choose higher thinking, not deception. These are just thoughts you're having. It doesn't mean anything about you. Did you even realize that's what was happening? Now that is not quite loving ourselves as we love our neighbors, is it? Can you imagine the next version of yourself, though? Can you imagine your future self? What if your future self were thanking you for tearing down what you currently believe, or for undoing your thinking and making it a higher, more holier way of thinking? What if you were able to thank yourself from a future place for getting rid of what is holding you back right now, for choosing to think in higher ways, more loving and more accurate ways, for cultivating belief in the newer, higher thoughts? How do you make a newer, higher thought turn into a belief? You align your actions with them and you hold to them until it becomes true for you. You become them using your agency in your thoughts, and you keep your thoughts. Dismiss the other ones and really hold to the ones you want to keep intentionally. Be deliberate about this. Maybe your future person has a clean and organized space in her home because you had the thought that you do have time, so you found the time. Maybe you had to create the time by dropping off other things, but your future self is so glad she did that. Maybe she has a nicer job and she helps provide. Maybe she spends less money and finds out that they don't need as many things as they thought they did. They could go on living happy, really great lives without having all that stuff, adding to the clutter at the house. Also, leaving more money for the important things, and in turn, having less financial worries. Maybe your future self eats less. Maybe she decides and she can believe that she doesn't need to eat as much as she does. Maybe before she was telling herself she had to have it and she deserves it and it's too hard to go without it. Or I'll do it later. And then years pass by. She found it felt better to go without the food that she doesn't really need. We do not have to do our thoughts. We do not have to believe our thoughts or allow them to become us when they are taking us further away from what we really would like to be and what we really would like to have. So maybe this future self would look back and see you bullying yourself right now. Why can't I seem to get a handle on the clutter? Why am I overeating? Why am I overspending? And maybe you see her believing there is just something wrong with me. She needs your discernment. She needs you. You must have her back. You choose your life, not the other way around. Your false thoughts can be redirected. They can form new habits after a season or two of practice. You are the thoughts you hold on to. Okay, so be a higher thinker. Don't everything that comes your way. Dismiss the ones that don't get you to where you want to be. And be cautious with this power of belief. Because what makes something true? Belief that it is. Find me at Life Coach Elisa on all social media. Get on a free call with me. I can't wait to talk with you. And if you thought of anyone while listening, please share it with them. I believe that is how the heavens reach us, is through each other. I love you all, and I will see you next episode.